Why should you care about PFAS? So this is something you might hear about soon. This is polyfluoroalkyl substances. It's a class of like 12,000 synthetic chemicals that have been used since the 1940s. And they basically repel water, oil, heat, and grease. Think of stuff like Teflon or firefighting foam, rain jackets, fast food wrappers, mascara. Now, that's kind of good for that. But the problem is PFAS doesn't break down in the environment or our body. It's going to accumulate. They've been found in rainwater, breast milk, soil, tap water, and in the bloodstream of maybe 97% of us. Now, these chemicals were developed during World War II and they were scaled up by 3M and DuPont in the post war boom. By the 1960s, both of these companies had a lot of internal data showing PFAS building up in our blood and causing some health issues. Now, they kept building them anyway. So, if you look at toxicity, associated with kidney and testicular cancer, thyroid disruption, liver damage, high cholesterol, immune suppression, and developmental harm for infants, which sounds pretty bad. They're still doing some research on it. This isn't fringe science. These links are documented in some peer reviewed studies. Don't want to panic on it, but it's something that's good to know. Now, the EPA recently set new health based drinking water standards for six PFAS compounds. They set it at 4 parts per trillion. To put that in perspective, that's like one drop in a million gallons. Even that is considered risky over time. Now, the economic impact of all this stuff is pretty big. A recent study estimated that PFAS related healthcare costs in the US could be over $62 billion a year. That's not really going to fund future cleanup. Now, if you want to filter PFAS from US water systems, that could cost tens of billions of dollars more. There's also corporate fallout. Back in 2023, 3M agreed to pay like $10.3 billion to settle PFAS related water contamination claims. That was a pretty big environmental settlement. Now, why are these PFAS compounds everywhere? Because they work. They make things durable, slick, and heat resistant. And until 2015, there were almost no regulations for this stuff. Even now, the US only restricts a small fraction of PFAS compounds. Now, replacement chemicals aren't that much better. Manufacturers often switch to short chain compounds, but they're less studied, but they're still pretty persistent and they can be toxic. Now, there can also be chemical clones with different names. Can you reduce your exposure to it? A little bit. You can use water filters that are certified for PFAS. Reverse osmosis works. You could avoid nonstick cookware maybe for 2015. You could try to minimize fast food packaging and stain resistant fabrics. Good luck with that. And you can check cosmetics. But it's a structural problem. Our personal choices don't really fix these things. If you look at PFAS, they're like a textbook externality.